Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we destroyed the shield generator here in Thorn Jungle, and now we're going to be making our way back to Fiery Brio to destroy the other shield generator there. And once we do that, we'll be able to make our way to the Leviathan. So our time here on Brio, at least our first visit, is coming to an end. Okay, so we've seen this cutscene before, so let's just skip it and get down to business, because we have some Huns to defeat. Oops. Okay, so, the shortcut that's in this room is only a one-way shortcut, so in order to get back to the temple, we are going to have to take the pipe there and use that. Of course, we have some pesky space pirates here. So we'll just walk right up this, or jump up it, because that's more fun. And unfortunately, with this one, you have to activate these grappling hooks every single time you come here, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's see. So I want to double check this. I'm pretty sure we've already gotten this missile expansion, but I'm going to do a quick double check on it. Okay, stop moving. This guy is actually doing a good job of evading. Oop. Let's see if I already picked this up. Yeah, okay. I was pretty sure that I did, but I just want to make sure that in the event that I had forgotten, that it wouldn't be a problem. So, say hi to the save station. We did just save before this, so we don't really need it. Okay, so, oops. That worked out well. Yeah, with these, you can freeze them with the ice missiles to stop them. Or you can just try to, like, jump around them. Alright, so instead of those gel bugs, there's a space pirate in here now. So, going back into this kind of temple area, there are going to be some space pirates here. Let's see, you are new. So, armored arrow troopers covered with a thin layer of armor susceptible to explosive attacks. Armored arrow troopers are deployed in harsh combat zones. Their armor is resilient but susceptible to explosive blasts. In battle, they use twin remote attack pods to engage with targets. They are equipped with a particle cannon and a helix missile pod. They can tap their phazon power unit to warp from point to point. A weakness lies in the jetpack. Ignite and separate it from the pilot to neutralize the target. So, we have some machines here that will jam our command visors. So, you can see we can use our ship missiles here, and that's how we're supposed to end this fight. But we have two things jamming them. Like these armored pirate arrow troopers, they can be pretty annoying to take out. Oop. Yeah, those kind of hurt. When they go into hyper mode, their helix missile pods actually become charged with phazon, so it's not a fun time. So, in order to use your ship commands here, you're going to need to deactivate those jammers. They only stay deactivated for a limited amount of time, so you'll need to get both of them deactivated. So, it looks like they were trying to build another cannon here, but we stopped them before they could actually get it up and running. So, of course, scan it, but there's really not much to scan. So let's just make our way to the generator. Yeah, so the Thorn Jungle is definitely the more involved of the two. Once you get the ship missiles, of course, you can do... Oh, this one's fun. Okay, hurry up. Okay, well, we're just gonna try to tank that. But yeah, there's a lot more resistance for the Thorn Jungle one than there is for this one, which makes me think that they probably intended you to come back here first and, you know, get this one. Oh, right. You can skip the one in the middle and activate the far two, or like the close one and the far one. Or you can also, never mind. You can also shoot just the middle one. So if you want to, you know, be economic or frugal with your missiles, just shoot the one in the middle, space jump to it. That'll save you on energy. Alright, so of course we have more space pirates in here. And there's nothing new to do except use ship missiles. So, of course, they are, you know, obviously on the ammo. So using ship missiles is a limited resource. But we now have completely destroyed the shield protecting the Leviathan. So now all we have to do is just go back to our ship, and we'll be almost done with our visit here on Brio. I mean, I kind of wish that they had saved the Rundus fight for later than they did.
The seed is now exposed.
Just because it was, you know, it happened the first time that you came here. Maybe if they had saved it for like the second time.
You must fly there and find a way to destroy it.
You don't really get to see much of him at all. But in any case, we have, you know, our totally not obvious mission to destroy the Leviathan shield. Oh, okay, so another new enemy here. This is an advanced shield trooper. Battle shield deflects attacks but can be pulled with grapple beam. Advanced shield troopers wear an extra layer of blade of armor because this is the same. In addition to their armor, they wield a portable battle shield. While this shield provides excellent protection against incoming fire, it can also be easily ripped off. You can also destroy the shield with Phazon like you can with the other shields. Of course, when fighting space pirates, the best idea is to strafe basically like all the time, to try to avoid their fire. The only downside to strafing is if you're trying to fire a missile while strafing, it usually will not work quite as well. Obviously, you can still hit them while strafing, but that's when I tend to miss the most with missiles. So, we can take the faster of the two shortcuts back. We'll destroy you and you. Take care of this one. Yeah, there aren't any more upgrades for us to get on Brio at the moment. So yeah, things are wrapping up pretty quickly. Oops, this is the wrong door. We don't need to go that way. We want to go to our ship. Okay, so considering that we aren't that far into the episode. Be obviously a little too premature to cut things off here. So, we'll just head to the seed. After, you know, saving, of course. So, once you destroy both of the shields, it was originally grayed out before, but you see the landing point on the seed is now green. So once we destroy the seed here, you won't be able to go back to it, but there aren't any upgrades or anything that you can miss. It's actually not that big of an area at all, as you will soon see. It does look pretty cool though. Once we get inside, we'll see some more of the area. There are some things to scan in here, however. So, the important one that you want to get, which we already have, are these scorch bugs. So, I guess there may not be new scans here. 'Cause these platforms are just platforms. They're just kind of tendrils. Okay, they're fungi. And aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Aside from the doors, but, you know, they're doors. Low-level energy shield. Okay. So, these things, you just have to shoot them in order to destroy them. I think they take 2 fully charged shots to destroy. If you don't fully charge your shot, it'll take 3, I think. But we have ourselves a boss. And, you know, not just a mini boss, this is our first proper boss. So this is Moganar. The name was actually referenced in some of the lore entries. So it's a giant statue. It's obviously pretty threatening. But pay attention to this cutscene because those are its 4 weak points. Those orbs. And one of them is on its back and is by far the most annoying of the ones to hit. But starting off, let's get the scan. This is Moganar, ancient reptilicus war golem. Orbs appear to be the source of power. Corrupted war golem, reanimated and energized with Phazon. Relies on socketed energy orbs as a source of power. The orbs themselves have a fragile exterior but contain pure Phazon energy within. This energy must be completely overloaded before it will be destroyed. Eliminating all power sources is the only way to bring Moganar offline. So, you're going to have to shoot them, of course, to destroy them. Now, what's tricky about it is you can see that it just swapped the locations of them there. Now, once you get it to this point, the only way to destroy it is with Phazon. And you're going to want to do that because if you don't destroy it like I just did, it can grab orbs from the side like it did at the very beginning of the fight. Okay, let's scan those. If it grabs the orbs from the side, it will regenerate it. So once you get it to that state where it's like white and flashing, if it grabs the orb from the side, then you have to do that entire one over again. So Once you destroy one of those with Phazon, it's going to put some protective armor around its feet, and the way that you need to destroy that is with Morph Ball Bombs. It will basically repeat this cycle where it lunges forward at you. Now, it can be a bit tricky to get close enough that the Morph Ball Bombs hit, but still avoid getting damaged, because obviously any contact with the boss will hurt you. If you do a good enough job, you can take them out pretty quickly. Otherwise, it may take you 2, or if you're really bad at it, 3 times to take care of its feet there. I would recommend focusing on only one of them at a time, and then just, you know, do the Phazon, go into hyper mode to destroy it, because the boss fight can be a real pain if it actually manages to regenerate it. The only downside to going with this strategy is obviously it's easy to hit the 3 targets in the front, but whenever you destroy one of them for good, so like the top 2, since they're obviously burning and orbs are destroyed, it can't swap the orbs to those positions. So by taking care of them in this order, I'm going to have to deal with the one on its back, just completely on its back. Like, it won't swap that one forward to the front, which it can do. So the downside. Otherwise, the strategy for the fight is mostly the same. It hasn't done this attack yet, however, so it's going to rain stuff down from the ceiling. This attack is generally not all that dangerous. It does last for a while, though. Other than that, it does have... That attack's kind of like the one Thardus does, where it launches ice at you. Of course, it has the charging attack. So yeah, the way that you get at the one on the back is after it charges at you like that. So let's see, is it trying to go to the middle? If it does go to the middle to try to grab an orb from the sides, you can stop that by destroying the hands that it sends out, and they look like the ones that it just fired at me there. Okay, so let's cure this one. Alright, so one more and we'll be almost done. So the orbs won't regenerate, I believe. So once you do damage to them, unless it grabs them from the side, they'll stay at that level of damage. So, and I actually managed to have no times where I got hit by the feet, which is actually not as easy to do as it might seem. Okay, so with this one, I'm actually going to wait until I get its back. Just go into hyper mode. And that will do it for this fight. So it's all in all not too difficult. The hyper mode fight can be more challenging, because I believe it goes for the attack where it replenishes the orbs more frequently. Plus, obviously it just has more health or higher defense, basically the same thing. But after we defeated it, though, looks like some more Phazon got into our body. And vomiting normal, normally is not fun. I can't imagine what vomiting Phazon would be like. So, obviously we get a gold credit for defeating the boss, and we also get an upgrade. So, some interesting upgrades in this game that are based around hyper mode. And of course, you can only use these upgrades in hyper mode. So, the first one that we're getting here is the hyper ball. So, obviously, I haven't gone into morph ball in hyper mode yet because we haven't had a reason to. But the hyper ball obviously works differently than your regular morph ball bombs, but it's more powerful than they are. So the game is obviously giving us a bit of a tutorial here on how to use it. So just press and hold A. It will latch onto anything that it can damage, within a certain range of the morph ball, and it does pretty decent damage. Once we get rid of all those things on the floor, the core finally comes out. Of course, the Moganar was just protecting this. This is the actual being that, would be turning the planet into Phazon if we weren't here to stop it. And I'm really not sure why they included this. You have to press A in order to shoot the Phazon at the core, but you don't really have an option to do anything else, so it's a bit unnecessary. One other thing to note is after defeating the boss, our suit looks a little different. You can see it looks a little bit more blue. You can see kind of streaks of Phazon in it.
Brio is now saved from further Phazon corruption. Thank you, Samus. Your next objective will be Elysia. Though Gore is stationed there, the Leviathan's Phazon contamination is still spreading. The impact point is hidden deep within the storm clouds of this planet. You will not be able to reach its location. Instead, you may land near an automated research facility floating high above the surface, where GF Aurora Unit 217 is stationed. Unit 217 has been infected by the corruption virus and is currently offline. I have uploaded a program to your suit that will purge any traces of corruption in the AU and restore its functionality. Once Unit 217 has been restored, it will help us find a way to destroy the Leviathan. We are concerned about Gore ever since he lost contact with us. We hope he is safe. Good luck, Samus.
Alright, so we have our work cut out for us. This is going to be a good place to cut out the episode. But before we do, I want to try doing this again. Because since we last checked, obviously we're still corrupted, but we're now at 25% instead of 10. So our body is a little bit more corrupted than it used to be. So in the next episode, we'll be heading to Elysia. We do have our work cut out for us, so we'll have a lot to do once we get there. But that'll be next time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. Thank you very much for watching. Been redxparasite, signing out.